All right, welcome to round one. We have been fortunate enough to win the die roll. This deck definitely does want to play first. So, um, this is a real awkward hand. I do not believe this is a keep. We just have way too many 3-drops in our hand. We do have the ability to make 2 mana, but I mean, outside of that, there's just not much going for this hand. It's too slow for what elves want to do, so I think we got a mulligan. This hand is pretty slow also, but we're not going to go to 5, and we do have 3 1-drops, so we'll keep it. Yeah, that's fine. So we can go turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2 Double Heritage Druid, and then into Elvish Archdruid. So yeah, that's fine. So what I've noticed about this deck, it kind of wants to run out like Affinity in that it wants to dump like its entire hand as fast as possible. Looks like we're playing against Death Shadow. We're probably about to get Thought Seized or Fatal Push or Inquisition. Yeah. He'll probably take an Archdruid. Yeah. As I said, I don't see him um, just tapping that, taking our Heritage Druids, but it's good. This bodes well for us. Nope. And we'll go ahead and swing with the Nettle Sentinel, just because he's going to untap during our second Heritage Druid trigger anyway. Okay. We'll tap these 3 and dump our entire hand on turn 2. Hopefully this is fast enough. I don't think it will be, just because, like, you know, a well-timed Fatal Push kind of screws us up a little bit. But we have decent early pressure. See, turn 2, we put 9 power into play. It's pretty good. And this against a deck that like already wants to just ruin his life total. This is pretty much going to help out a little bit. So it looks like we're about to get Fatal Pushed here. Yep. Does he have another one? Oh, he's a 1/1 Death Shadow. That's fine. Dwynen's Elite's a pretty good draw. I guess we're gonna just swing with everything now. See what we can do. Okay, so we'll just keep going. Well, no, we're not gonna pay that. We'll just, well, I guess we do have to pay it. That's fine. If we can rip a collected company or a quarter calling off the top, that'd be swell, because then we could just quarter call and get our shaman of the pack and kill him. As it is right now, I don't think our opponent can attack, because he'll just like die on the crackback. So Overgrown Tomb's not quite what we were looking for. So we'll sack our canopy and draw ourselves a card. Llanowar Elves. It's not exactly what we're looking for either, but we're going to go ahead and swing out. Yes. So you have a Fatal Push in his hand again. Oh, Thoughtscar. That's fine. So now he can't fetch and shock, so that's kind of awkward for him. Cavernous Souls. Okay, well. So what's the worst he could do to us? He could Snapcaster Mage, or no, he can't even do that. So he can't really, he can't fetch. Yeah, I was gonna say he's already over. Okay, so against Death Shadow, um, I think we want to bring in the Eternal Witness. We probably want to bring in our Paths and our Dismembers. What do we want to take out here? Honestly, the Infinite Mana Sink is probably a little susceptible. And against him, they just have way too much removal spells. So we can take out that engine. We're gonna leave Azuri in because Azuri's just too good of a finisher. And I think we'll take one Azuri out and bring in our Rest in Pieces against them. We'll try it like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, this is an awkward hand. This hand would be pretty good if we had one land in it. Such as it is, it's a mulligan. This hand is not good at all. But I don't think we can go to 5. Yeah, that's fine. Go turn 2 Archdruid. Well, at least they didn't have the hand disruption to get our elf out of our hand. Man, go from 0 lands to 4 lands on the mulligan is awful, actually, in this deck. Let's see what our opponent did. He put a card on top, so he topped both. It's bad for us. Alright, well, let's go ahead and fetch a land and thin our deck out a little bit. We'll go ahead and fetch this Overgrown Tomb, since we already have access to white already. I do not see us winning this game, though. I think our hand is just way too slow. Okay, Archdruid's fine. Let's play an Archdruid. Next turn, I think we go for Azuri, because then if he tries to kill Azuri, we can regenerate him. I guess our opponent doesn't have a Fatal Push. That's kind of shocking. Oh, he's got Kozilek's Return, sure. Unfortunate, but sure. Yeah, I think it's worth just running Azuri out. We got to kind of keep him on the back foot. Plus, next turn, if he doesn't kill Azuri, we can get a really big cord going. Or we could just pump Azuri and swing for 5. I don't know if I like that play. I think I actually like just Quarter Calling for like Dwynen's Elite or something. Oh, well, alright. Well, that settles that. And he Fatal pushes the Mana Dork. That can't feel good for him. Sacrifice the Horizon Canopy to draw ourselves a card. Man, just drawing all these lands doesn't feel good at all. We need to draw creatures, guys. We really need them. Or Collected Company. We haven't seen a Collected Company this round yet, so I mean that would be kind of nice if it would come. So we've drawn 6 creatures in the top quarter of our deck. Yeah, that's actually a little lower than what the average is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like 8 to 9 creatures in the quarter. Looks like he's gonna have a Fatal Push for Azuri now. Man, this is really unfortunate. And he's got the Death Shadow in his hand too. So yeah, our chances just went from mediocre to 0. But we're going to just see what he does. If we can rip a Collected Company off the top, that would help, I think. So with him attacking with everything, it makes me think he's got a follow-up creature. So we're gonna go ahead and block with Nettle Sentinel to get the mage off the field. Does he have like Culligan's Command in his hand, probably? Oh, he's got second Death Shadow. That's pretty good too. Alright, let's go ahead and get what we can out of our deck. And wow. Okay. Well, that does game 2. We drew 10 lands out of our 18. It tends to happen, I guess. And we drew no hate cards, so that's a thing as well. So I think the paths need to stay in. I think on the play, Rest in Peace can come out. Dismembers probably should stay. I think I like one. Let's throw the fourth Quarter Calling in. See what we can do. Yes, let us keep it. Let us get a 7 card hand. This hand is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and lead off with Verdant Catacombs, just because we want to thin our deck out. With only 18 lands, it actually does kind of matter. So I think we just get our Temple Garden. Yeah. Only reason I'm getting Temple Garden is because we have Cavernous Souls already for the Shaman of the Pack, and that's our black spell we'd want to cast. So chances are we're getting turn 1 Inquisitioned or Fatal Push or Thought Seized. I mean, so we're gonna kiss this Archdruid goodbye. Yep, every game, every game. Every game. This does let us attack for 1 next turn, though. If he does rip an Archdruid out of our hand. If he leaves the Archdruid and takes the Shaman of the Pack, we're probably going to go for Archdruid. course, we could just go Dwynen's Elite and just kind of go wide. Wow, he took Dwynen's Elite. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to play this Archdruid, and he can deal with it now or probably die. Okay. That was a good draw. So, I think we want to just Shaman of the Pack and just start beating face. There's not really anything I want Eternal Witness to grab back right now. If we draw a land, we might Eternal Witness grabbing Dwynen's Elite, though. But we're going to have to be careful about Inquisition of Kozilek. So we put a card on top, put a card on. So he top bottomed, okay. So he's digging for something. You put a card on top and put a card on top. So he found what he was looking for. Death Shadow is fine. That is a 2/2. So I think let's go ahead and attack with Shaman. If he wants to offer the trade, we will accommodate him. Yep, that's fine. We'll get a Death Shadow off the field. And then I think we'll go Nettle Sentinel. And then play Eternal Witness, grabbing back the Dwynen's Elite. Just in case he goes Inquisition of Kozilek, we can get 2 Elves back. And we'll keep the pressure up that way. If he doesn't go Inquisition of Kozilek, he probably is very, very close to dying. Which, him sacrificing his Death Shadow makes me think he's got Inquisition of Kozilek. Yep, here it is. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So we can almost just straight win here, right? Hmm. So we have to dodge 1 turn of him having Inquisition of Kozilek. I think I tapped my mana wrong. I should have saved the Cavernous Soul so I could cast Shaman of the Pack. I got greedy. I should have tapped the Elvish Mystic. We still have yet to see a collected company this entire round, which is really kind of hurting us because, I mean, Elves is a Coco deck, and if we don't get our Coco, we're kind of screwed. Another Death Shadow is acceptable. Man, we don't want that. Don't want that. So he's going to take 5 here, assuming he doesn't have a removal spell in his hand. Okay, so he did. It's fine. Terminated. It's gone. And I think we just don't. We can't attack into these 8/8s. We need a collected company or a quarter calling. This has actually been a really bad draw for Elves, not getting any of their spells. We haven't even gotten any of our sideboard cards. Like, this is what's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm not going to block. Path to Exile would be kind of nice here. Snapcaster targeting probably Terminate or Collective Brutality. Sure. This guy's just got all of his tools. Man, what is life, guys? Like, we just are gonna just nothing but draw lands. And see, I don't know if Death Shadow is a bad matchup for Elves or not, but I mean, it's been kicking our ass so far. But to be fair, like, we haven't got, like, not getting a collected company really is just horrendous for Elves. Like, it is really just bad. And then now we get this Dismember that we can't even really use. Yeah, it's over. Wow. Chalk it up to variance, I guess. Like, we are running collected companies in this deck, right? Like, where are they? Wow. So 28 cards left, and we get one. So we have to go through half our deck to get one collected company. That's pretty rough. All right. Round 1 in the books, I guess.